good day. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Cana-Care Education Program FAB webinar series, Forward Thinking, Affordable, Borderless Education. That's what FAB is about. And the theme for today is Affordable Education, Preparing the Nigerian Child for Global Opportunity. Preparing the African child for global opportunity. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you to my panelists for being here. Thank you, school leaders, for being here. Thank you, policymakers. Welcome. Thank you, teachers, students, and parents who are also probably tapping in. This is definitely an interesting topic in these times. So of course, it's a topic that we would all want to rub minds about. And so before I introduce my speakers, I just want to speak a little bit about what the FAB webinar series is about, which is hosted by Cana-Care. So in April 2021, the Cana-Care education program was birthed in Nigeria as an intervention project to support students through their existing schools and to deliver forward-thinking, affordable, and borderless education. And it's supposed to unlock global education experience and opportunities for students and their schools. Along those lines, it's supposed to go through education development, intervention programs, provision of forward-thinking, affordable, and borderless education. We have planned a webinar series that will host common stakeholders in the education sectors that will be delivering education solutions to address creativity matters. I'm sure Janae will want to hear that. Curriculum development, I'm sure Mr. Okpe will want to hear that. Joint school program opportunities, individualized education planning for children across Nigeria and even Africa. The essence of this is that following the COVID pandemic, the educational landscape has evolved. And so there'll be new opportunities upon which our children need to have access to. So thank you very much to my speakers, who I will be calling to introduce themselves, just to make it a bit more personal rather than reading through their bios. So my first speaker is Mr. Omar Bashir Barrow, and he is the Chief Executive of Learning Impact. But before I throw it over to you, Mr. Barrow, I would just like to introduce myself. I'm Sia Wato, Busy Bee Consult, also a school owner and a school leader, a teacher at heart, you know, in love with process improvement, in love with project management. And I'm so excited because I can't even wait to hear from my speakers. So Mr. Barrow, please take it away and introduce yourself to us. You have 60 seconds. You're on mute, sir.
All right, thank you very much, Sia, and good afternoon, everyone, our panelists, our guests, and the organizers from Cana-Care. As introduced, my name is Omar Bashir Barrow, and I am a corporate educator and a strategy consultant. I'm also an edpreneur, techpreneur, and I'm very passionate about life skills education and helping people to prepare adequately for the workplace and for the global opportunities and challenges that are ahead. So I'll be very excited to be here and to speak on these issues during this webinar. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Barrow. Welcome. Thank you for doing us the honors to speak today. Mr. Barrow will be the first speaker in line, and our second speaker is none other than our NAPS President, Mrs. Olushola Bankole. You're welcome, ma'am. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone, all the panelists and then the participants. Thank you so much for being on this program. I am Olushola Bankole. By God's grace, I lead Bankis Private School, which is based in Abuja. And then I'm the chairman for National Association of Proprietors of Private Schools, FCT chapter. And I love everything education, quality education particularly. And I'm pleased to be here. And I'm glad to have my predecessor, my predecessor, Ajia Samira, on board. You're welcome, ma. Good afternoon.
Thank you. Good afternoon there.
Yes.
Thank you.
So excited. So if my lips are getting wider and wider, just forgive me. The next person I'm calling to introduce is Hajia Samira Jaber, and she's the owner of Glisten International, one of the hottest schools in Abuja currently. Dear ma'am, please introduce yourself and the former NAPS president.
Oh, thank you so much, Sia. I don't know about being hottest school in Abuja. Everyone on board, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. It's lovely to be here, and I'm privileged to be invited to bear our minds out on education, which is very important to all of us. I'm Samira Jibir. I've been in the education sector for over 30 years. I retired voluntarily as a deputy director from Education Secretariat, and I've been in charge of Glisten International Academy, Abuja. Basically, we are a futuristic school, and we are a tech-inclined school, and we hope that we bring on board what we know and we share best practices. I'm so many things: a grandmother, a mother, a past president, like my honorable president has said, and I'm a serial entrepreneur. Thank you for having me. I hope I'll learn a lot and take away a lot from all of you today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. You're welcome. Thank you, Mrs. Bankole. You're welcome too. I don't think I actually officially welcomed you. So the next person on my list is Mr. Opeyemi Basuri, and he's the program manager for Cana-Care. You're welcome, Mr. Opeyemi Basuri. Please introduce yourself to everybody.
Thank you, Sia. I'm happy to be here. Good afternoon to the panelists. My name is Opeyemi Busari, so you might need to take a clip from that. I'm the country program manager of Cana-Care Education Program Nigeria. I'm a seasoned educator. I've been doing this for more than 12 years now. I enjoy delivering different curriculum all around the world, and also to help students take advantage of the ever-increasing global opportunities. So this is a program that I actually look forward to, and I'm sure everyone here would benefit from one or two things that we are going to discuss today. So once again, thank you. See ya.
Thank you, Mr. Basari, and welcome to the program. Thank you for hosting us in this very important conversation. The next panelist I'm going to call to introduce herself is Ms. Janine Letford. Please tell us about yourself, and you're welcome to our webinar.
Thank you so much. I am actually from Los Angeles, California, United States of America. I've been teaching for 15 years and teaching creative thinking, intercultural development, and I just left the classroom in 2019 to really look at the research on how cultural experiences and culture impacts creative thinking and creative production, and how we can produce more culturally relevant classrooms and creative thinkers around the world. I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thanks for being here. It's interesting that you're looking at creativity from a cultural perspective, because you know, that's just a different perspective. But then again, it takes me back to our Nigerian curriculum that calls it cultural and creative art. So, you know, the more things change, the more they remain the same. And it's really about how we deliver things at the end of the day. So you're welcome all the way from Los Angeles. I'm sure you had to wake up really early to be here.
Yeah.
All right. And so the last, please, the last but not the least is Mr. Adebiyi Oke. And please, sir, would you introduce yourself and welcome. Thank you for hosting us also.
Thank you, Sia. Good afternoon and good morning, wherever you're joining us from across the world. My name is Adebiyi Oke. I am an edupreneur. I am an entrepreneur. I'm a socialpreneur, and I'm actually also a projectpreneur. Of course, most of the projects that I do are related around technology, and we've been doing quite a lot, quite a number of that across the country. We've been doing things in health industry, and of course, lately we've been doing in the education industry as well. So the idea behind this is basically using technology to enable so many of our gaps in our society to be able to, you know, in terms of healthcare, you know, how technology can actually help to take people to where they want to be in terms of healthcare services. And of course, in terms of education lately as well, we've been doing quite a lot around that, especially in the post-COVID-19 lockdown period. And of course, most recently, it's about doing other things that has to do around education, because it's one thing to have technology and another thing for it to be affordable. And here we are talking about affordability in terms of all of that. So we're going to be talking about all of that with the seasoned panelists that we have here today. So I'm so happy to be here this afternoon. Thank you, Sia. Back to you.
Thank you, sir. So at this point in time, we're going to kick right into you know, what we're here for, which is affordable education, preparing the Nigerian child for global opportunity. So I'm going to call on Mr. Amabishe Barrow, and he will be speaking on global opportunities, the skills our children need. So Mr. Amabishe, please take it away. I think you're on mute.
Yes, thank you very much. And thank you again for the opportunity, Cana-Care. And I think it's a great thing you are doing. You've gathered very great personalities to join us today to share great ideas. And I can see we have a good attendance, and we thank all our attendees. I only have about 4.5 minutes left to speak according to the program, and I will jump right into it. And I would just like to share with you some of my own experience. My experience comes from being a corporate trainer, an organizational development consultant, somebody who deals with the end product of education in Nigeria and in Africa. And when I got into this work about 15 years ago, after a career in investment banking, I found that there was a big gap. And that gap is because of the basic foundation in education that we have unfortunately received in this side of the world. And I have to be brutally honest. And what I found above all was that we were not prepared for certain realities of the workplace and of the real world. Hence, I decided over the years to start to take some of the lessons from teaching what we call adult remedial education, from teaching adults who work in banks, in financial institutions, in oil and gas companies, in the power sector, and of course in the public service, some of the things that they should have learned in elementary school, and they just didn't get those things. And we try to categorize those things, or we capture them under the nice name, life skills education, consisting of 4 things. The skills for financial literacy, that is about managing your finances and managing your wealth. The skills for communication, that's about speaking, thinking and writing effectively, the skills for creativity and innovation, your ability to analyze situations, to come up with ideas, and to execute those ideas and create value for yourself and for society. And very importantly, the skills for leadership and personal effectiveness, to lead yourself, to lead others.
Okay. Seems like our internet is a bit unstable, so
you cannot give. It's very, very important.
Okay. Seems like Mr. Magbashe is having issues with the internet. Yes, definitely.
Yes,
he's talking about
now.
the skills. Okay, good. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yes. Meaning that unfortunately we are victims of our own socialization and how we were brought up. And it is no surprise, therefore, that when we go into the workplace, we struggle in these areas. So that's that, if we are going to ensure that Nigerians and African pupils are able to compete in the global work, then we need to start asking ourselves, do our educators, do our educational systems and our curricula and our teachers and our institutions, are they ready to prepare them with these skills?
Yes. Okay, so it seems Mr. Barra is having issues with his internet, and definitely these are some of the issues that we face in Africa, and I'm sure in other parts of the world too, not just Africa, maybe more so us and our infrastructure, but that's fine. So,
Yes, I think I'm back now. Okay. Apologies for the connection challenges. Perhaps I would kill my video so disrupt too much. So like I was saying in conclusion, if you think about Bloom's taxonomy, which is a foundational piece of thinking around creativity and innovation, and you think about the hierarchy of thinking, and you think about how in Nigeria, our educational focus, our unfortunately, I'm back again. I was saying that, our educational enterprise is all built around just people's ability to ladder of so that's a big problem. If you look at communication skills, for example, workplace, and they are unable to write, speak confidently in public, and it's all because of a system that did not prepare them with skills to write effectively. They don't have presentation opportunities the way that schools in Europe and the Americas have. And all of these things are certainly impediments to the quality of youth, Nigerian professional who is to compete in that global workplace. So those are my initial thoughts, the challenges that we have, these positioning and preparing our children and creating a better competitive space for them in that global workplace that demands so much from them. Thank you very much, and I apologize for the connectivity. I know that it's part of our global reality. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Barrow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, he has just spoken about skills and the importance of skills. Sometimes we tend to focus on knowledge and then we forget the skills. And so our children are not able to compete with the rest of the world. They need speaking skills. They need, which is under communication, the 4 C's, right? So they need, you know, communication skills, they need critical thinking skills, they need creativity, and they need to know how to collaborate. Right now we're here, we're collaborating, and that's what is important. But then if we try to train our children to be individualistic in the way they learn and not collaborate or exchange, then guess what, guys? They can't go out in the market and collaborate because you've not trained them on that. So thank you very much, Mr. Barrow. And I'm going to call on my next speaker. So right now, again, let's go back to what we're here for today. It's affordable education, preparing the child for global opportunities. So we've just made the case that our Nigerian children require skills in order to compete in the global market. So skills is a very good point to make a note of. So at this point, I will call on our current NAPS president, Mrs. Olushola Bankole, and she will be talking about everyday challenges and potential solution with curriculum enhancements. So basically we have our curriculum set and all of that. So how do we enhance it? And what are some of the issues that we have? Because I'm sure you're not the only one going through curriculum concerns. I mean, I remember when I was in America, it was No Child Left Behind, and teachers were not in support of that approach, you know. So of course, there'll always be a plus and a minus. But yes, Mrs. Bankole, please take us through everyday challenges and potential solutions with curriculum enhancement. Are you there, Mrs. Bankole? Hello? Can you all hear me?
All right, I think I'm back.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. Anyway, I guess like Mr. Barrow said, it's part of what we're dealing with, especially at this period. As much as COVID brought in a lot of bad things, ugly things, one beautiful thing that I always tell people that COVID came with is the beauty of using technology effectively in the education sector. And I mean, everybody, including the government schools, public schools, everybody. If someone says, okay, I'm a student or I'm a teacher, there is a need to deploy technology effectively. And but you know, sometimes there are itches, there are glitches, and I guess that's one of those that we are seeing today. But generally, quality education, you know, I started thinking deep about the quality of education, particularly during the COVID period, during the lockdown. That, okay, we are talking about, oh, a lot of children out of school in Nigeria. Okay, so how do we get them back to school? Of course, by the way, I believe that a lot of those children are in private schools because, you know, so many private schools are operating just to support what the government is doing. And many of them may not be recognized because they are local schools in the suburbs, in the villages, and so may not have all that it takes to come out there in the open. If you get to visit them, you get to see that, okay, they are doing quite a lot in their own way, even though some may not be doing good enough for the benefit of the children. And that's, I believe, why this program is set up, so that we can look at what it is that is required for every child to obtain quality education. We should stop talking about just giving the children something that looks like education again. We need to, because if they are given education that is not qualitative, that does not, cater for, like what Mr. Barrow had said earlier too, cater for life skills, cater for the 4 C's, communication skills, collaboration, critical thinking, problem solving, and the rest. If what we are offering the children does not do that, sometimes it's as good as a waste of their time. And of course, maybe they would have gone elsewhere to get something better. It doesn't have to be in the formal setting anyway. But generally, the challenges we are seeing include, for instance, in Nigeria, the fact that the teachers, the educators who are offering the education are not seen as important contributors to national development as much as we should be seen. I get worried about teacher education in Nigeria. What's the quality of teacher education in Nigeria? And how, therefore, those teachers will get into the classroom and offer the kind of education they were giving to the children they are going to attend to. So when we're talking about the quality of education we offer, we need to also sincerely and deeply think about the quality we are giving to the teachers who are in turn going to teach the children. As it is right now, even though, a number of us in the education sector, particularly those on the, I believe, particularly from FCT that are on this panel, we all are working so hard. Excuse me, please get me some water. So we are working so hard to ensure that the teachers are prepared to give the quality. Excuse me, please.
Life happens.
Sorry. I'm sorry about that. So we want to ensure that the teachers are prepared to give the quality that the children deserve to get. Because it's not enough to prepare the classroom, the environment, and the teacher's mindset about him or herself is that of, all right, I can't get nothing else to do. Okay, all right, maybe I could go get a job as a teacher. You can imagine the kind of thing they're going to be pouring on the children, the kind of mindset they're going to be releasing to the children. So, quality education, which I believe is what the Cana-Care, education program is offering, should also look at teacher training, quality of teachers that are 21st century ready. Ajia, when she was opening, mentioned something about sharing best practices. I know that our school and mine, for years, we have had to, share a lot of ideas. There are so many of us like that. And particularly in NAPS, we also try to ensure that we give opportunity to even schools in the suburbs. Some of us, donate resources, materials to ensure that the quality of teaching and learning in our schools are those that we can actually be proud about. So I look forward to seeing how Cana-Care could help our schools in FCT and across Nigeria particularly to give us, the opportunity to give quality education to our children. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Ankole. Thank you.